You're watching the 2019 SCAC Fall Media Days. It's day 8, and we're taking a look into the Southwestern University cross-country programs. The Pirates are coming off a successful season in 2018 that saw the men finish 4th at the SCAC Championships and the women take home 5th. The Pirates will be led by head coach Stephen Cary, along with sophomore CP Shaulis, along with sophomore Valerie Acosta on the women's side. Coach, CP, Valerie, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Coach, we'll begin with you. You were named the head coach back in January of these cross-country programs. Kind of take me through what these last few months have been like as far as your preparation, getting ready for a new season, and finally, how excited are you to finally be here, be in preseason, and your excitement to get going?
Yeah, so Russell, the last few months, typical preseason stuff. This summer, just trying to get ready with travel and looking at future training plans, and just trying to make sure we have the logistics in place to be ready for next week when it happens. But yeah, looking at the teams, excited about what we have coming in. We got 5 freshmen between the 2 teams, so excited about that. Just the new talent and the new personalities, new characters on the team. I think they're going to bring a lot to the program, and excited about the returners as well. We have a good, strong core group. We don't lose a ton of people after this season, so just excited about the future and just what we have to work with this season and just continuing to build. I know both teams had a pretty good year last year, and so we just want to continue to build on that and continue to be the best Pirate cross-country team that we can be. So.
CP, for you enter your sophomore campaign after a productive freshman year. What did you learn in your first year of collegiate running that will help you heading into year 2 of your career?
Yeah, so my freshman year I really learned how to work with my teammates, and that was a big part. It was a new team, new program, coming off of 4 years of high school with a team that I had gotten comfortable with. Coming in here, new people, new faces. And it was just a really good time just getting close to those people and then looking forward to these next few years working with them.
Valerie, for you, also entering your sophomore season, but you look at this roster, you're going to have to be leaned on as one of the leaders of this team, even though you're just in your second season. How are you kind of, shouldering that leadership as a young athlete in this program, and how excited are you to be back with your teammates and for a new year?
Yeah, it's honestly been a big blessing and a big honor to be put sort of in that position, even though it wasn't necessarily a choice, but it's been really cool to see the team grow, even though we've only been here for about a little less than a week or almost a week. And yeah, just kind of how CP was saying and Coach were saying, we had a really good group of returners. So being able to get along with the guys and then being able to kind of relay that relationship with the girls. It's been really cool, and hopefully we just kind of continue to grow closer. And I know that'll probably happen as we begin to train more and travel. But it's been just a real big blessing to see the new girls and then the new guys, and just to see how everyone gets along. It's a really good vibe.
Coach, what are you really trying to implement early on in camp and in this preseason as kind of maybe sort of building your culture, building your values, and getting that message across to your athletes as you begin your tenure here at Southwestern?
So Russell, back in the spring, been here since January, February, around that time, and working with these returners in track season, just trying to implement the core values that I have as a coach, and then that now that our team is starting to have as well. The core values, the first one that we emphasize probably the most is just family. We want to be one unit. Moving forward, we want to be a really tight-knit group. Realizing that we can't do this on our own. If we're going to be successful, if we're going to compete well in the conference and in the region, we've got to do it together. We've got to do it as one program, not even just men and women, but together. And so that's the biggest thing, Russell, that I think I've tried to implement. And then on top of that, just teamwork. Not only are we a family, but we're going to work together. We're going to push each other. We're going to share the load in practice and meet. And so challenged our returners just to have communication this summer. Obviously, I'm not in a position to where I'm able to communicate a whole lot as far as training and things like that go this summer, but relied a lot on our returners, and I think they did a great job. Just judging by our time trial, judging by just the workouts, they did a pretty good job with that of just holding each other accountable. And we want to just have fun. I don't want this to be something that people, the turnover rate is super high. And I want to retain student athletes that join our program. I want it to be something that they can't do without. And so just trying to get the most important pieces of the puzzle, Russell, in place, and make sure that we emphasize those really, really important values. And then the rest of it's going to come. The success on the course, on the track, those things will come. But we've got to get the culture part down first. And I really, like I said before, really believe in this returning group. They're an awesome group of men and women. And CP and Val are both very instrumental in just shaping the chemistry of the team. They both lead, and they're not the only ones, but definitely two individuals that I look to a great deal, and I look to their teammates a great deal as well. But super happy with just where the chemistry is right now going into the season. We realized that there are going to be some struggles, just obviously new coach. I'm new to the program, relatively new now, and then we've got some new faces, so there's a lot of things we're going to have to overcome this season, but I'm just excited to be able to do it with the men and women that we have. And I think the culture is on the right track, and we're getting there. It's just going to take baby steps, Russell. We're going to have to take it one season at a time and one race at a time this fall.
CP, a season ago as a freshman, you finished 41st in your first ever SCAC Cross Country Championships. Take me through your summer. What did that look like? It's always so important when putting in that base mileage to make sure you're prepared, for a new year. How did your summer workouts go, and do you feel as prepared as you could be heading into this sophomore season?
Sure. So during the summer, we worked through an application that Coach gave us, and we really tried to go through that plan throughout the summer, keep to it as best we could through vacation, whatever. I personally had a lot higher mileage than I did in the past, almost double what I was doing last summer personally. And I just tried to make sure that I was getting out every day, and regardless of whether I slept in and it was 95 degrees, or if I had to run in the afternoon and it was almost 100, just try to get out there every day, make sure I'm putting in my miles and doing what I can for the team. Just keeping the team in mind that I'm not just doing this for myself and that I'm doing it for them.
Coach, for these distance runners, it's a pretty long season. There's not much of an off season when you look ahead to the track and field season at the end of the year. So how do you kind of balance, early on in a season of cross country, of knowing how to push your student athletes, but also understanding that, it's going to be a long year and there is a progression, especially with cross country. You're not going to expect everyone to PR at that first race and allow them to get better throughout the course of the season. How do you kind of approach that balance as a coach?
Sure. So Russell, part of my coaching philosophy is to progress throughout the year. I know a lot of times distance coaches are typically, you're building your mileage throughout the summer, and then you kind of peak out and maintain that throughout the season, and then you may even do that again in the wintertime and going into the track season. But I kind of take that and because we are in a very warm environment here in Central Texas, try to tweak it so that it fits what we're trying to do. And so starting in May, when they're starting the 2019-2020 build-up, they're building throughout the summer, but it continues to build throughout the season as well in cross country. So they haven't hit peak mileage. They've come close, but we're continuing to build the long run. We're continuing to add just extra runs, extra time on their feet, but we're also building up cross training as well. And the idea is so that they're ready to race at any point. We also try to implement different intensities throughout the year, so it's not just your typical long, slow distance in the summer with maybe some tempo runs and things like that. I try to give CP and Val and their teammates some speed development stuff, so where they're actually doing sprints. We do some tempo stuff. We also do the long, slow stuff, but also give them some progressions, some time to where they may be doing hill repeats, where they're doing some more VO2 related type stuff. But just trying to implement things throughout the year. Now, with that being said, there's obviously a emphasis that we have during different types or different phases of training. But we just try to balance it out so that it's a constant progression throughout the year, Russell. It's not a build and then maintain, build and then maintain. We want to be racing our best in November and in April. So just thinking of it that way, try to give them some time off. You had mentioned the balance. Part of that is the reality of distance runners, mid-distance runners. They're going year round. I mean, it's May to April every year, and then if they're going past conference and track, they're going to go into the Memorial Day weekend. And so we just want to make sure that we maintain a good balance, giving them time off throughout the year, making sure that they're, the first priority is school, and then training, and then everything else. But we want them to have a social life. We want them to have a healthy balance, so that every day when they step foot out there on the course or on the track, that they can bring that level of intensity that we need to be successful. And so just trying to balance that time off and practice time and competition time, all those things together. So.
Valerie, a season ago as a freshman, you led this Pirates team at the SCAC Championships with an individual finish of 31st. How much does a performance like that kind of springboard you and give you confidence heading into the rest of your career there at Southwestern?
So currently I'm not running because of my injury at the end of last track season, but it does give me a lot of confidence that there's a lot of room for progress, and that where I started at the beginning of track season last year, like it's going to be sort of the same thing, kind of easing into running again, easing into the workouts, into the intensity, kind of having to like fight through the pain. But it does give me a lot of confidence knowing that that was somewhere that I could train, like that was a place I could train to, so it's possible to do it again. So it's an attainable goal. But definitely not on my own, with the help of like Kurt and just like the PT staff, which has been so incredible this entire summer, getting me back on my feet and walking and jumping, and then Coach Deal and then my teammates. It's been a pretty incredible summer, so I'm excited.
Finally, to wrap things up with the two student athletes, CP and Valerie, for the two of you, as you look ahead to these cross-country seasons for your programs, what are some of the team goals that you guys have, and what will be key in ordering to accomplish those goals this year?
I think for the women's side is to just continue to grow. We got some really good new two additions, and I'm really excited about that, and just kind of like Coach was saying, like their personality and just there's so much more than just their times or their ability on the track, on the course, wherever they are. They add so much to the team, and just being able to encourage them and hopefully eventually one day run alongside them, just to continue to grow the team on the women's side, and I'm sure we could accomplish some pretty cool things.
On the men's side, pretty much the same thing. We want to grow as a team all together. We want to, as Coach Cary was talking about, one of the big things we stress is family. And just becoming a family will help us attain those goals. Like the big one's always going to be, we want to get a conference championship sometime in the next few years. It might not be during my time, but if we can get one within a couple years after I leave, I'm perfectly happy with that, and I would be happy to see the team go that way.
Coach, finally to wrap things up with you, what are your expectations as we usher in a new era of Southwestern cross country and your first year there? This season will be successful if what plays out for your two teams?
Yeah, so I guess the expectations are to, we want to be successful on the course like CP and Val said, but we want to do things the right way. And I think the expectation is that we're going to be a family, that we're going to be committed to whatever goals, and realizing that each year the goals are going to change a little bit. Some years it's going to be finish top 3 in the conference. Some years it's going to be win a conference championship. We're going to have to work through those things and figure out what that looks like each year with the men and women that we have on our roster. But whatever we do, we want to be the best version of ourselves. Okay, and that's first and foremost. We want to be the best Pirate cross country team that we can possibly be each and every year. Every time we step foot on that cross-country course and we toe the line, I want to bring it. And I don't want to bring it just a little bit. I want to go out there and really do some damage, really fight for it. And if we come up short, we're going to know that we gave it our all, and that's important to me. I tell all of our student athletes that if they can finish a workout, if they can finish a race and look me square in the eye and say, Coach, that was all I had, then I'm going to be happy with that. I might be satisfied. It may be a little disappointing if we come up a little short, but I can be satisfied with that answer. And that's the expectation, is that we do all the little things on and off the course, and that we hold ourselves to a high standard. And I guess, this season, looking at it, we're going to grow. Like, my expectation is that we don't finish in the same place that we start. Next week's going to be a big week. We open up our season here in Leander at a meet hosted by Concordia. And we for sure want to do well, but just realizing that we're not in peak form yet. So we're going to go out there, do the best we can. We're going to compete. That's important to me. I don't care so much about times. I care about competing, and then after that, it's just each race getting a little bit better, a little bit better. After Concordia, our women only race one more 5K the entire season, so it's going to be getting used to 6K. For the guys, after Concordia, they run 8K the rest of the season, and so just adjusting to those distances. Our freshmen are going to have some, a tall order there, just adjusting to those distances. But each time we go out and toe the line, I want to get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better, and work together towards that. And come November 2nd, November 16th, I want to make sure that those are our two best races. And at this point, we've talked about some potential place goals, but more importantly, it's process-oriented stuff. We want to make sure that we do things right in practice and get things right in practice, and that'll transfer over to those place goals in postseason.
Southwestern University cross-country program. Again, the Pirates will be led as they head into the season by head coach Stephen Cary, along with sophomore CP Shaulis on the men's side and Valerie Acosta on the women's side. The Pirates will open up the 2019 season August 30th when they head over for the Concordia early meet. Coach, CP, Valerie, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck as you head into the season.
Yeah, thanks, Russell. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.